Hello everyone, welcome to MCQs for judiciary exams. Question number 1. What is the main argument in the review petition against the Supreme Court's 3-year practice rule for judicial services? Option A. The rule is based on empirical data. Option B. The rule affects economically weaker sections. Option C. The rule is consistent with Shetty Commission's recommendations. Option D. The rule has legislative backing. The correct answer is option B. Recently, the review petition argued that the Supreme Court's 3-year practice requirement disproportionately impacts aspirants from economically weaker sections and marginalized communities such as SC, ST, OBC groups. Question number 2. Does mere absconding after a crime establish guilt in a criminal case? Option A. Yes, it directly proves guilt. Option B. No, it is irrelevant to the case. Option C. No, but it is a relevant factor under the Evidence Act. Option D. Yes, if the accused does not explain their absconding. The correct answer is option C. The Supreme Court recently clarified that absconding after committing a crime does not automatically prove guilt. However, it is considered as a relevant factor under Section 8 of the Evidence Act, as it can reflect the accused's conduct and possibly indicate a guilty mind. In the case of Chetan versus State of Karnataka, the court upheld the conviction based on the appellant's absconding, nothing his failure to explain, and the circumstantial evidence linking him to the crime. Question number 3. Under Section 20 of the Civil Procedure Code, when can a court stay the trial of a suit? Option A. When the matter is already decided by another court. Option B. When the matter is in issue in a previously instituted suit. Option C. When the defendant is absent. Option D. When the suit is pending in a foreign court. The correct answer is option B. Section 20 of the CPC allows a court to stay the trial of a suit if the matter in issue is directly and substantially involved in a previously instituted suit between the same parties or parties litigating under the same title. This helps avoiding conflicting decisions on the same matter. Question number 4. When is the ground of an opinion considered relevant? Option A. When the opinion is formed after experiments. Option B. When the opinion is based on personal beliefs. Option C. When the opinion is given by a witness. Option D. When the opinion is about a matter of law. The correct answer is option A. Section 45 of the Indian Evidence Act states that whenever the opinion of a living person is relevant, the grounds on which such opinion is based are also relevant. For instance, an expert may provide an account of experiments he has performed to form his opinion, making the underlying grounds relevant to the case. This ensures the opinion is based on factual and reliable information. Question number 5. In case of sale by description, if the goods do not correspond with the description given but serve the buyer's purpose, the buyer can: Option A. Reject the goods. Option B. Cannot reject the goods. Option C. Can claim damages only. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is option B. When goods are sold by description, there is an implied condition that they correspond with the description given. If the goods do not match the description, even if they serve the buyer's purpose, the buyer has the right to reject the goods because the seller has breached the contract. But because the seller has breached the contract by not delivering goods conforming to the description. It's the time for practice question. Which out of the following sections of CPC relates to the power of restitution of civil courts? Option A, Section 148. Option B, Section 144. Option C, Section 96. Option D, Section 146. Send us your answers in the comment section below.